may be surprised to know that the United States government has a real presence in Havana. These Cubans are lined up outside the old American embassy, now called the United States Interest Section. For 15 years, there was no communication between our two countries. Then in 1977, the Interest Section was established. It is an embassy in all but name, and currently the principal work is to process temporary visas for the Cubans wishing to visit the United States. These applications were submitted months ago, but now in a 1 or 2 minute interview, the applicant will know if he can come to America for a visit. It is a very emotional morning and heartbreaking work for our vice consuls who make the decisions, playing God within the laws of the two countries. But it does bring some order to this very human problem. Our government has just stopped taking new applications, but there is a backlog of 28,000 requests.
A lot of our work does involve the consular section. We have somewhere in the realm of perhaps 75,000 applications this year for what we call non-immigrant visa, tourist travel to the United States by Cuban citizens.
The security of the United States Interest Section is provided by the United States Marines, as it is for all our embassies. There are 10 of them in Havana, and they live in this big white corner house in the Miramar section, 5 miles west of downtown. When in public, they must dress as civilians, and their compound is watched constantly by Cuban police. The house is equipped with a weight room to keep these young men in shape. Their ages range from 32 to 21, their hometowns from Kelso, Washington to Decatur, Georgia. And except for their commander, all must be single. They work 8-hour shifts, 6 days with 2 days off, and 2 weeks leave a year. They are not allowed to fraternize with the Cuban people, and according to their leader, Staff Sergeant William Petton, it is difficult to keep them busy in their off time.
We do have to refrain in many instances from dealing with the local people. As you're probably aware, there are not a whole lot of things for these guys to do, coming from other countries, other places, and often right from the States. So to keep things going, keep them occupied with their free time, so to speak, is the big challenge I think we have here.
The house is large and comfortable with many American touches. A glorified fraternity house with a pool table, satellite TV, and VHS machines for entertainment. The Pan American Games have been a boost to their morale and to ours. The Marines invited the American athletes and journalists to party 3 times a week at their house and challenged our ABC staff to a basketball game. A challenge accepted by Coach Brent Musburger, the Bobby Knight of television. With his brilliant substitution of Julie Moran, ABC was able to prevail in 2 out of the 3 games. But it is not all fun and games. These young men have learned a great deal, especially about the Cuban people.
I think the Cuban people have a lot of pride for what's going for communism around here, and they don't have too much, so they have a lot of pride and they stick with it.
So you have some respect for it?
Yes, I do.
This is the room of Sergeant Michael DeFord, age 23, from Bath, Illinois. Bath, ironically, is only 10 miles from Havana, Illinois. He spends a lot of his off time writing to his fiancée, Amelia Suddesy, whom he'll marry in June of 1993. And so here in Cuba, there's a little bit of America overlaid on this alien land. An America peopled by 10 Marines and 20 civilians, whose world on the surface seems comfortable and serene, but a world that's edged with separation, like being beyond the pale at a lonely outpost, just 90 miles from home.